What's up, fish tank people? FishTankTV.com, Dawson's Fish Tanks, bringing it to you middle of the afternoon video on, what's today, Thursday. I'm all fired up because I'm going to the AGA convention with Steve tomorrow. Leaving in the morning sometime, heading out. All the fish tank people are going to be there, all the pros and semi-pros and just people that just know what's going on and are really into the hobby like you all are. So I'm really excited about that. I'll put a little link in the comments down here so you all can get directions. If you haven't gone or haven't decided to go yet, if you're close, try to make it. I'm going to be there from Friday afternoon to like Sunday. I'm leaving pretty early on Sunday, but going to have some fun, late night, talking fish tanks, trading plants. I'm going to bring a bunch of plants. It's going to be great. Yeah, I'm real excited about it. But I want to show you what I'm doing in my tanks before I get out of Dodge. Here's what's going on. All right, first and foremost, it's not filled up, but I want to show how I do this tank here because I think it's just, I don't know, I think it's worth knowing. It's how I do it. I do the water change on this tank. I want to say I did put the new Cory Cat in this tank, and my man is antisocial. I don't know. I have not seen him. I saw him like when the lights were off. That real giant Cory Cat that I have that I've been trying to show you all, and he's not hanging out. So I got the stir bays down in front here, and I've kind of been power feeding them because I know that they're, you know, I'm not gonna. They might get fed like once while I'm gone. I'm only gonna be gone a couple days, so it's not a big deal. It's okay to let your fish go a day without food, by the way. A lot of people think you need to feed them like 3 times a day or whatever. That's not the case, and you're just gonna make more work for yourself. But yeah, I got some algae going on in here, whatever. But I've been neglecting this tank, but I'm topping her off before I get out of town. So trying to show you that big boy, but he's not in here. But here's how I do it. I think that the 2 bucket technique works pretty well. I got 1 bucket here full. I got another bucket here going. Temperatures, I just feel with my hand on how close it is to temperatures. In a 125 gallon tank, you figure you're adding, you know, these are 5 gallon buckets, they aren't quite full. It's not really going to swing the temperature that bad. Just make sure it's close. As you're going, you have the one running while you bring the other one over. So I'm going to bring this one over here. And I'm not going to be able to pour it while I'm doing it, but always have your prime ready. And there's a rule with prime. First of all, it's prime, it's awesome. And the second rule besides prime being awesome is that when you use prime, only use it and like pour the water, dechlorinated water in right away, because all the stuff in prime is actually like used or like dissolved or whatever. So the guy Tony at Just Fish said this to me, and I guess it holds true, is when you do prime, I don't know how I'm going to pour this into a video and talk at the same time, but when you use prime, make sure you use it like every 8 minutes. So like if I'm doing this water change, I'm going to dump this in. I'm using more than I should. That's enough. Like a whole cap full is 50 gallons. This is not 50 gallons of water not here, but whatever. I pour it in, then I pour my bucket of water in. There's my big old angel. And then, I don't know how this is going to work. Let's see how good we got here. Oh, look at that. Bucket action. So bucket's going in here. I try to pour it over like something so it won't disrupt my dirt in there. But pour it in real slow. And yeah, just roll. And then I'm going to get that other bucket here in a second and pour that in. And this is probably a, I don't know, 6 bucket job. But I'm just showing you guys this. And I think it's important. This is just a top off. This isn't actually a water change. If I didn't have to get back to work, I'd do like a big boy where I'd take out, you know, several buckets of water. I just leave them, siphon them. I'd probably do a 3 bucket rotation. Always have good buckets around. This is an old Instant Ocean bucket. The pet stores sometimes have them with their salt. Ask for them. And yeah, that's what I'm doing here. I'm gonna finish this up, turn this off. Then I want to show you guys that tank I showed you on Sunday, because I'm excited about it. It's actually got a little something going on that I want to talk about that I think is worth noting for you all. So as I wrap this up, you can see I'm pouring it on this stump here. One of the things I like about doing big water changes is you can like look at the plants and just kind of, and this isn't going to be a big enough one to know, but on a big water change you can like look at the plants and you can just tell that they're missing something, and then they just like kind of like puff up and stick out when you're doing it. So that's tight. I'm just gonna kill this. I should put this other one underneath it, but whatever. Because I'm in the middle of a video. So here's what's up. Please excuse the look at the 220. I have not scraped the algae off it, but the 90 is what I want to show you. So I'm just gonna get right over to it. Avoid the 220. Oh shoot, I scared the fish. So the angels are out. You can see the jungle valve has grown. I just threw a bunch of New Life Spectrum in there because it's the best food. In my humble opinion, best flake food. If anyone's got any other flake foods that they think are better, I'd love to hear that in the comments, by the way. But angels are out. But I just want to show this tank because it's got a slight little bit of algae on it, and I didn't talk about this one, and I should have. Is when you add new lights to a tank, not so much new bulbs per se, but like more lighting, you're gonna run the risk of more algae because you got more lights. So I added a bunch of plants, and I'm kind of teetering on that point. I don't know if you can see the film on the glass, where I might have too much light and not enough plants to absorb it all. So that algae is on there. I'm hoping it'll stay in check by the plants growing. I actually removed all the duckweed. Now the duckweed would be my friend at that point because it would be able to absorb that extra light, but it would multiply too much. So what I'm trying to do is do this tank without duckweed, adding a bunch of other plants. I'll show you the Ligwigia rippins. You saw it all looking all ratty. This is Thursday. This tank was done on Sunday, so Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I don't know, call it 5 days, whatever. But still, I mean, nice growth, sticking out, you know, opened up, heading towards the light. Happy plants. Some people made some comments on the rubber bands, how they're going to break. That's good. That's fine. Because if they are, like, I would think the Anubias in a month's time would be able to, you know, root onto this wood no problem. So I am liking the way this tank is going, just for a quick, you know, hour or so playing with it on Sunday. I also like this down here because while the rhizome is attached to the log or whatever, the root could grow down in the dirt, and I've seen in my 125, I've had real good growth with that. So that's something you definitely want to check out if you can pull that off. Now it's not always the case, and Anubias will grow fine on, well, it prefers to grow on wood or whatever, but that's a good scenario. People use thread, whatever, because it dissolves. Rubber bands will break off, whatever. It's a temporary thing. I mean, I think if they were, I might even be able to take them off in a week. I'm not going to, but they'll come off eventually. And then the Cory Cats, absolutely loving it. I need to get all my stir-bays together, but I don't know. They love being with the Lorettarensis. I think it's because they're the big boys. But the jungle vowel is doing well. You can see it's taller in a short amount of time. The Anubias just kind of perked up a little bit. It's got some you know, stuff on it because I don't have very good water flow in this tank. I would like to have a little more flow. And the angels are absolutely loving having new jungle vowel to play around in. So all in all, I wanted to show that. So again, the lesson here is this. When you add more light, more watts, I went from like one single strip to like a 454 watt high output, so that's a lot more light. You want to make sure you put a lot more plants in there or some sort of a cover, or reduce your lighting because you will cause an algae problem because you're just messing up the cycle. So personally, for timers, I know a lot of people ask me about that. A, use timers. B, use it 6 hours and then adjust from there, because 6 hours you can see if you're doing good. If you want to add more, you can add like an hour or so, and do it when you're around, obviously. But that's my kind of rule. Some people talking about running 14 hours. I think that's a bit excessive. I think 12 is a bit much, and I just think you're running at a better RPM, lower RPM with less light. So, but that's at your own discretion. Here's the stir-bays acting cool. I love how Cory Cats always just like come up together and then go down, then they go up, then they go down. I believe that means they're happy. So I'm happy. I'm going to the AGA. Hope you're going to the AGA. If you're there, say what's up to me, and we will kick it. So I'm excited, and videos will be loading up on Sunday from the AGA. So having a good time, folks. Later.